Today's dogs evolved over thousands of years from a single animal, the gray wolf. Nearly 30,000 years ago, many of these predators eventually became faithful companions with small bands of humans in East Asia. Dogs of all breeds are today our companion animals, family members, and more to people and cultures all over the world. Dogs also serve far different roles for us humans. Thousands are members of the military, accompanying and saving the lives of soldiers in the field. Others serve a variety of governments and drug interdiction programs. And when natural disasters strike, dogs are there to use their incredible senses of smell and hearing to find and save survivors. Thousands are faithful companions as service dogs to people with impaired vision. And in hospitals, dogs serve to comfort children with debilitating diseases in a proven program of easing patient stress levels in the process. But there's another side of the relationship between humans and dogs that few know about, and it's an ugly, violent, and shameful situation. Beautiful Indonesia, land of clear tropical water, stunning islands, magnificent temples, and a major tourist destination. Yet behind Indonesia's beauty, in the hidden alleys and crowded marketplaces, lies a brutality of unimaginable dimensions.
Our investigations have revealed that each month, tens of thousands of dogs are being slaughtered to supply Indonesia's dog meat trade. The markets and slaughterhouses are like scenes from a horror movie. This is the reality of the dogs in Indonesia's dog meat trade. They sit and they wait for their turn in tiny cages or in Hessian sacks. And they sit and they watch whilst other dogs are bludgeoned and blowtorched, waiting their turn. The look in their eyes and their trembling bodies will forever haunt me.
The dog meat trade eludes Indonesia's laws regarding the humane treatment of animals. To supply dogs for the trade, dog thieves, known locally as doggers, use poisoned bait or snares to grab dogs from the street, while others steal pet dogs from backyards, all to be sold to brutal dog traders and butchers. Those in the dog meat trade will resort to any means to maintain their supply of animals. Only a minority of Indonesians, an estimated 7% of the population, consumes dog meat, and it is not a dietary tradition. Nearly 90% of the population are Muslims, and the practice of eating dog meat seems to be thriving in Muslim communities. Dr. Khalid Abu El-Fadl is professor of Islamic law and Sharia at the University of California, Los Angeles School of Law.
A Muslim cannot consume a dog without incurring a very serious sin. And I am amazed at the religious illiteracy that would allow a Muslim to think that they can consume the meat of the dog.
On the island of Sulawesi, in the city of Tomohon, dog meat is served in restaurants every day. Besides the barbaric cruelty involved in transporting, killing, and butchering, there is also a significant human health factor as well.
We know that the World Health Organization has explicitly cited the dog meat trade as one of the factors that is encouraging the transmission of rabies in a country where rabies is endemic in all but 9 provinces. So whilst those involved in the trade, including the traders, the dog thieves, the butchers, and also the consumers, are at exceptionally high risk, the trade actually poses a risk to the entire population. And that's because the trade promotes the mass movement and unregulated movement of dogs of unknown disease and vaccination status.
The Dog Meat Free Indonesia Coalition is working day and night to end this senseless and barbaric situation.
Over the many countless agonizing months of doing investigations, we've saved a number of individuals, and there are always a few that I'll never forget. I won't forget any of them. But there was one dog who we went on to name Hero because what he endured and survived and came out unbroken from is truly incredible. The lack of care had resulted in him being unable to walk, and he had a number of sores and countless other injuries. But his spirit shone on, and we took him to Jakarta and gave him the most incredible care. And Hero can walk again now, and he is adored by everyone who's lucky enough to get to meet him. Bobby is another dog that we rescued from a market in North Sulawesi, and it had been one of the longest, most agonizing days of investigations where we had witnessed so many dogs losing their lives in the most horrific way. And it had come to the end of the day, and as we were about to leave, we saw a dog in a horrible wire, barren cage with blood splatterings all around him. And I knew then that we just couldn't leave him. So in that case, we didn't try and negotiate price. We paid the traders what they asked for, and right there and then, for the sake of a few dollars, we were able to take Bobby away and walk him through the market and take him to our wonderful friends at Animal Friends Manado, Indonesia, that runs the only animal shelter in the province, where he was given the veterinary care that he needs. And now he spends his days playing with other dogs and will never again find himself in such an awful, pitiful place. These dogs that we can rescue go on to become the most amazing ambassadors for our campaigns, and they remind us every day why we can never give up in our campaign to end the dog meat trade.
The Dog Meat Free Indonesia Coalition is among an ever-growing animal rights movement in Indonesia and has been able to support local groups and individuals coordinating days of action where thousands of dog and animal lovers take to the streets calling for an end to the dog meat trade.
The Dog Meat Free Indonesia Coalition launched a petition in November 2017 calling on the President of Indonesia to take urgent and strong action to end Indonesia's dog and cat meat trade.
To date, this petition has generated close to 1 million signatures by people from all over the world, and a host of local and international celebrities have signed on as well.
We plan on presenting it to both the Indonesian government and the presidential office in Jakarta, but also to Indonesian embassies around the world, so that we can show Indonesia that there is a global movement and voice supporting that's coming from within Indonesia to take action to end the dog and cat meat trade.
It's an absolute obligation to treat dogs with kindness. It's an absolute blessing and grace from Allah to get to know the dogs and their wondrous, majestic, divine personalities. And it's an absolute sin to mistreat dogs, torment dogs, because they suffer depression just like human beings, or to leave alone consume them, which is just mind-boggling.
The dogs of tomorrow's dog meat trade are living in people's homes, they're roaming the streets and communities, and so if it were to end tomorrow, there would be no dogs to rescue or to rehome.
The coalition will never rest until this barbaric practice has ended with a dog and cat meat free Indonesia. Hero and Bobby are just a couple of the dogs the coalition has rescued from this horrible situation. And their presence is an inspiration as the coalition works every day towards ending the dog meat trade and securing a humane life for Indonesia's dogs. On August 2nd, 2018, the Dog Meat Free Indonesia Coalition presented evidence from its nationwide investigation at the National Coordination of Animal Welfare meeting, attended by national and regional government officials.
We have already seen how the dogs are treated in transport. This is torture and a violation of animal welfare. Now, even if your area already has a tourism industry, if you continue to allow animal abuse, don't expect tourists from countries who respect animal welfare to come to visit. The tourism industry is in danger because of this.
The government now plans to issue a regulation to ban the trade of dog and cat meat in Indonesia. This is a huge milestone in the campaign and brings us one step closer to a dog meat-free Indonesia.